Hello there. Hi, realtors, entrepreneurs, businessmen and women. Looking forward to presenting my first Facebook Live. So come on in. Come on in. It is a couple of minutes before 8, and I hope to start soon around 8 o'clock, getting the camera together, making sure you guys can hear me well. A little hoarse today, so can you give me a thumbs up that my voice is pretty clear and you can hear me? I'd appreciate that. Thank you. It was cold here today in Baltimore. Hey, can you tell me where you're from? Thanks for coming in. I see I have a few folks have joined me already. If you could just tell me what state you're from. If you're from a cold state like Maryland, it was really cold today. I appreciate if you just let me know maybe where you're from. Thank you. Hey, Karen, thanks for joining in. Emily Rose, one of my social media coaches. Thank you so much, Emily. Hope things are going well in that cold county you guys work in. Hey, Teresa, I sound good, huh, T? You can hear me clearly? Thank you. I'm going to make an effort to definitely speak up today. Thank you for coming in. Thanks, Steph. See, one of my past clients jumped in as well. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the support. So where are you guys from? Maryland? Anywhere that's warmer than Maryland is joining us today. School was closed. Baltimore County was closed. Could somebody correct me? Was Baltimore City closed today? Looks like Baltimore City was closed today, and I think I just saw a post that there's going to be a delay tomorrow as well. So for all the parents and caregivers who have to plan their mornings, I feel you. Good to have a little notice, though. Thank you again. Slide this way. All right, it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to wait maybe another minute or two and start with introductions. Tell you guys a little bit about me and what we have in store tonight. Got to get used to the camera too, so my camera is above and comments are to the right, and I'm trying to keep track of those as well. So bear with me as I get used to the setup. Wish I could put some music on. I'll learn how to do that soon. Some background music. You guys see my certificate back there? So I realized earlier today I've been doing a lot of posts on my business Facebook page, which is Porter Premier Homes. And I realized I didn't post it on my personal page. So hopefully you guys have had an opportunity to get a little bit of background about me from my business Facebook page. I'm also on Instagram as Gersha Realtor. So you could check me out there too. I'd love for you guys to follow me on Instagram. I do post different things, different places. So this is my personal Facebook page, and I really appreciate you guys joining me here. I have a business Facebook page as well as I am on Instagram. So some things are different, different places. I post a lot of my fitness stuff on my Instagram page, and you'll see a little bit of my life there as well. Yes. So what I'd like to do is tell you guys a little bit about me. My name again is Gersha Porter. I'm actually a realtor here in Maryland. I sell primarily in the Baltimore City and Baltimore County area. I have been in real estate since 2003, went through a few markets. Things were really fast when I started in real estate. I weathered the real estate crash in '07, '08, and I am still here today. What I wanted to do last year was to diversify a little bit of what I did, use some of my background to have an impact on realtors and some other business folks. So I was able to partake in a 6-month training class with Tim and Julie Harris, who are real estate coaches, and I became a certified coach. So tonight I'm going to have an opportunity to share one of our presentations. That is my certificate in the back there. I'm real proud of it, so I'm putting it on display for you guys. What we're going to talk about tonight are the 18 relentless lead follow-up rules. And I know, and I'll let you know right away, we're not going to go through 18. I realize I'm not going to be on that long. And I'll probably come back again to cover some others. So we're going to dig right in right now and talk a little bit about some of the things that we as realtors need to do. But if you're also an entrepreneur, or you have a business, or you work in the workplace and you get sales leads, these are hopefully some very helpful tips for you as well. So the first rule is that we always want to over-communicate as much as possible. So what does relentless follow-up mean? Is to furiously fast follow up. As soon as you get that lead, you want to follow up. Today we have smartphones, we have tablets, we have laptops. And so if you get a lead, you want to follow up right away. You want to prioritize your schedule. Most realtors block out the morning portion of the day to follow up on their leads, make phone calls. And that's typically because most of us have our highest level of energy in the mornings. But whatever works for you, that's what you want to do. And you want to make sure that you spend that time to make those phone calls. So what you're going to hear me say over and over again is make that phone call. We almost have to remove ourselves from some of the automated systems that we have and that we've been using for quite some time. So when the lead comes in, which oftentimes is digital, they may come to you via text, via your social media sites, your website if you have one. The lead comes in and you want to do your best to get that phone number, text them back, call them back, message them back, and get that phone number, because you want to make a call. So that's what you want to do, is go through the process of getting that phone number, having a conversation, asking some tough questions. My training allowed me to have scripts. We can call it a script, we can call it a conversation guide, whatever you might want to call it, so that you are oftentimes using the same questions in the same manner so that you can get the information you need from that lead to go on to the next step. So you want to find out who that lead is, pick up the phone, give them a call. In real estate, oftentimes when a lead reaches out to us and they're asking about a property, the one question we oftentimes would like to say as we're researching the property they're calling about is, what home in the neighborhood are you thinking about selling? Now, if we ask that question, what do you think the whole purpose of that question is? Oftentimes, people who are inquiring about properties as buyers are really sellers in disguise. And most of us that are realtors know that sellers oftentimes are going to also buy a property. And when you have a listing, it gives you an opportunity to get a lot of leads. So leads are where we want to go. So that's the first rule, is to furiously fast follow up with that lead that you get. Okay. The second rule will be to be the one who does the follow-up. So in real estate, there are lots of sources in which leads will reach out to us. There are a lot of resources out there to find out what's on the market, to look at homes. And buyers will send a message, send a text, they'll hop on. Hi, Brian, thanks so much for joining. Hey, Anita, thanks so much for joining. So when these leads send you a message through any of the medium that are out there, I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram page. Many of you have websites. Many of you have paid ads that you may be soliciting leads from. When they reach out to you, you want to be the one to call them. You don't want to get their information and put them in some system and some drip campaign. You want to do your best to get their phone number. Don't rely on digital communication. Face-to-face is obviously the ultimate communication, but you want to do your best to get them on the phone because they're just not going to miraculously show up at your doorstep. So as soon as that lead comes in, you want to do everything possible to get that phone number, text them back, email them back, get that phone number and have a conversation so you can begin to qualify them. You always want to ask them, by the way, which house in the neighborhood are you thinking about selling? And I'm hoping that that tip, when you do get that lead and you're the one to follow up, that you follow up with the best questions to boost your business by not only having the lead as a buyer, but you'll also potentially have that lead as a seller. Thanks so much. Thank you, Stephanie, for reminding me that I'm also on LinkedIn. So if a lead might reach out to you, if you have a LinkedIn site as a business owner, an entrepreneur, or a realtor, that's absolutely another site. So make sure you have all those apps on your phone so that when a buyer reaches out to you, you can reply to them right away. So lead number 2 is be the one who does the follow-up. Be the one who constantly reaches out to them until you get that phone number. The third rule we'd like to cover is to schedule your relentless lead follow-up. I see I got a couple of realtors on here with me. Thanks so much for joining, Shelly. Thanks so much for joining, Brian, as a lender. Tina, thank you so much for joining. And Tina knows that I have put those 2 hours in the morning in many, many times. And right now, I'd like to just kind of have you jot down for me, do you do your lead generation in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening? Are you scheduling? Are you scheduling your relentless lead follow-up? Who does it in the morning? Who does it in the afternoon? And who does it in the evening? Just go ahead and write that on the comments there. One of the things that I'm realizing is that the comments are coming a little bit slower than I'm speaking. So I'm going to hold on for a minute as you guys let me know when you do your lead follow-up, the folks who have come in and you've gotten their emails or you have their phone numbers, when are you carving out your time to actually follow up with them? Oh, I realized I could scroll down. Aha. Thank you. I noticed that, Eric, you do yours in the morning. Karen, you do it in the afternoon. Awesome. So thank you so much for weighing in. I oftentimes will do mine in the morning. I schedule my time, and I'm excited to understand that depending on your schedule, you may go and schedule yours for the afternoon, and sometimes it's the evening when you know you'll be able to catch your leads. So you want to make sure you follow up with them. Sellers have a lot of options. Buyers have a lot of options today in who they're going to choose to work with. So you want to make sure that you are the agent, the realtor, the salesperson, the entrepreneur that they're hearing from, that they're like, wow, this business owner is following up with me like religiously. So you want to make sure that you're the one that they say, hey, they haven't been able to reach me, but they sure have been following up. So please schedule that follow-up daily, no excuses. By the end of your day, you're going to be able to say, yes, I did my lead follow-up today. So you want to make sure that that's rule number 3 and that you actually schedule your lead follow-up. Rule number 4 is to keep all of your leads in one place. So as a business person, let me know, where do you actually keep your leads? When somebody reaches out to you on social media or they give you a call, where do you actually put that information? Let's see, somebody just made a comment. I'm going to go down. Thanks, Tammy. I appreciate you joining. Love you too. One of my former clients, we had a nice long relationship. Thanks so much for joining in today on my first Facebook Live. So what I want to say while you guys make your comments about what you do with your lead information, you do want to keep them all in one place, not on sticky notes. So what that's going to mean is you need to have some kind of system. You need to have a place that you know each time you're going to capture that information. So as a realtor, and because I have questions that I want to ask all of my leads, I actually have the old-timey piece of paper that I'm going to write that person's name, email, address, and until I can get their phone number too. So that when I am going through to qualify them and ask all the questions to make sure I can figure out are they a hot lead or not, I have it all in one place. So you might want to figure out, do you have a little folder? I kind of call it one of those construction clipboards that it opens up and you can put paper on the inside. That might be in your car so that when you get that phone call, you're going to be able to pull out that paper that you use to put all of your information on. You'll have it right handy there for you. I know we are in such a digital age. Depending on where you choose to put your information, you can forget kind of where you put it. So if you get a system in place that you know that you'll always have it in paper, you'll be able to, and I'm going to talk about this next in terms of where you may be able to put that. So you could go super simple, like a 3x5 business card, 3x5 index card, or a system, we call it a customer relationship management system, or a CRM. So most folks have that in their business place, or as an entrepreneur, you have one of those as well. But you want to make sure that you're always putting your information in one place. And then you want to make a note. What is the next step with this particular lead that you've gotten? If you had an opportunity to talk to them and you've had an opportunity to qualify them, the next question is, what is the next step? In real estate, for some of us, it might be to pre-qualify them. It may be to set up a one-on-one consultation. And depending on the type of business, you probably have some similar steps to take as well. So think about that. Millennials, paper is a must. So although you walk around with cell phones and tablets and computers, there's going to come a time where you really do need to write information down as you're questioning and having a conversation. So think about that. Old school paper is also a really great way of accountability. You can look at the end of the day and say, wow, I've gotten 3 leads, I've gotten 5 leads, I've gotten 8 leads. What do I do with those leads now? So you want to go ahead and think about making sure that you actually have your lead information in paper format. So rule number 5 is absolutely to enter all of your leads into a dedicated system. So those of you who are realtors, or let's just say another business person, tell us what kind of system you might use to actually enter all your leads in. Some kind of dedicated system that you'll be able to keep updated. What kind of system do you use? There's no right or wrong system. I've been trained and I've been told on many different occasions, the best CRM, customer relationship management system, or the best dedicated system to keep your leads is the system that you're going to use. Some people use Excel spreadsheets. That's absolutely fine, as long as that's a system you're going to use. I'm not strong with Excel, so that's not the one that I use. But if you have an opportunity to keep all of your leads in one place, I see, Brian, you use BombBomb. I see, Stephanie, you supported the old school techniques in terms of paper. Those are some really great ways to go ahead and keep your system. So I've had actually a couple of different CRMs in my real estate career, but it's true. The system that you have that's going to be best for you is the system that you use. So I have a millennium who said, oh, no, not paper. But yes, we really do want to have an opportunity. You know, you're driving down the street, you might jot something down, you're at a traffic light, hopefully you're going to jot something down. So rule number 5 is to enter all of your information, from the conversations to the hard data like their name, email, address, and phone number, into some system so you know where you are when you follow back up with that lead, because what we're looking for is an opportunity to follow with them over and over again. The last actual rule I'm going to cover tonight, and I'm looking at my clock over here, I've been online about 15 minutes talking with you guys, and thank you so much again for staying with me on my first Facebook Live. I do plan on continuing with the Relentless lead follow-up rules. on some additional Facebook Lives. And what you will see either tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to give you an opportunity to request one of our ebooks that actually captures all of this information. So hopefully that will be of interest to you. Those of you who are not realtors, I do believe that this information will be helpful for your other businesses that you might be involved with as well. So thank you so much again for sticking with me tonight. The last rule I'm going to talk about, and let me just look 1 second at some comments and see if I could reply. Oh, somebody talked about ClickFunnels. Eric is my fitness coach, and I'm not real sure about ClickFunnels. I haven't had an opportunity to use that yet, so hopefully we'll be able to cover that one day. And there's some folks, I see, Brian, you use a particular system that you shared with us as a lender. Eric, you have one as well. So if you're not sure what system might work best for you, take a look at some of these in the comments, depending on the type of business you have. And if not, do some research around what might work well for the type of business that you're in. Like I said earlier, there is no super amazing system. The best system is the one that you commit to use. So rule number 6, and this is, we're going to drill down a little bit on this one. There are different kind of leads. I classify them as A, B, and C leads, and depending on how you have your system, it might be a 1, 2, or 3. So everybody knows that an A lead is a hot, hot, hot lead. For us in real estate, and everybody has their own measure of what an A lead is. I consider an A lead somebody who's going to buy or sell in the next 30 to 45 days. You have your own method. Whatever that might be to classify your clients as an A, you want to make sure that you're able to put them in the A category. And what might that mean if your client is in the A category? How often do you think you might need to call your A client? Because somebody put a little comment there. Let's see if I can see it quick enough. How often should I call my A clients, those who are not clients but leads? A lead who in the initial conversation said, oh, I think I might be looking to buy a house in the next 30 to 45 days, or I've been working on my home and I'm pretty sure I'm ready to sell. Probably just need you to come over, but in the next 30 to 45 days. How often do you think I should call that A lead? All righty. So LaFawn, a partner, said twice a month. Well, actually, if I get an A lead, somebody who thinks that they're going to make a move either to buy or sell in the next 30 to 45 days, I am calling them every day to get an appointment. I'm calling them, I'm texting them, and I'm emailing them. But those phone calls are critical. So you want to make sure that you're picking up the phone, concentrating on setting whatever that next appointment might be for somebody who is what we call an A lead or somebody who's really, really high. A B lead might be somebody who is looking to take part in either a purchase or a sale transaction in the next 45 to 90 days. And the same thing for the type of business you might be in. So those are usually a lead who has some kind of logical reason why they may not be ready to make a move. Their lease isn't up yet. They're about to get married and they're figuring out they're going to come back from their honeymoon and start some things, or just some life events are taking place right away. So if the condition makes sense, which means we've had some conversations with them, we've asked them some questions, we've dug really, really deep. Sometimes some of us feel that we're asking too many personal questions, we're digging too deep. One of the things you want to do is dig deep. This is a major, major life purchase. It's a major life decision. Oftentimes, it's the most expensive purchase that this particular lead might make, or it is the biggest sale that someone will do. So you want to make sure that you are calling those leads who are B leads as regularly as well. So you want to touch base with them. Sometimes life changes, things change, and you want to make sure that you are the agent, that you are the salesperson that they're looking for when they're ready to make that decision. So give a call to those B leads. They may need financing approval. You're going to go ahead and get them to a lender as soon as you can, but you want to make sure that you stay in touch with them. In real estate here, especially in the state of Maryland, we want to meet with our leads, especially if they're buyers, and we want to sit down with them, solidify our relationship, and that oftentimes includes signing an agreement that we're going to work together. It works that way with sellers as well. So if you want to move forward, you get their phone number, you talk with them, you set that appointment, and you get them in your A category. And if there's some life decisions or some things that make sense, why they need to wait about 45 to 90 days to make a move, whether it's to purchase or to sell, then you want to go ahead and put them in the B category. The last group of folks I'm going to talk about are the C leads. Those are people that we've spoken to before, and some of us who are realtors, we have a whole lot of folks in our database, and we call them leads. But we don't get leads just to have leads. You want leads because they're people who are going to buy or sell. And those are the folks that you want to make sure are in your A and B category. So when it comes to the C's, those are usually people you've spoken to before. They may have stopped responding to you when you call them. They may have stopped responding to you when you text them. Sometimes they unsubscribe when you're emailing them. And those are clues that they're probably not ready to make a move. They're probably not ready to make a commitment. It's interesting how folks will be very fast to get in touch with you, but they may not want to continue to be in touch with you. So take that information, leave the door open. If they tell you, oh, I don't think I'm going to do anything in the next 3 to 6 months, leave the door open. Stay in touch with them, especially if it's by phone, email, or text. Reach out to them on social media, but keep them in your C category. It's not as though you don't want to spend time with them. You definitely just want to make sure that you are updating them in some way, sending them some items of value, some information that's valuable about the area that they might live in, the area they'd like to move into. So those C's, you want to always leave the door open, because what they're going to remember when it's time to buy or sell or do business with you, if you're in a different field, they're going to remember the person that reached out to them, that called them, that texted them, that stayed in touch with them. So as I said when we started earlier, there's no such thing as over communication. I've yet to have somebody say to me, stop calling me, really. In today's social media texting environment, we have so many folks that are excited when you call them. So pick up a phone, call your leads, and make sure that they understand that you are there to help them. You're there to help them. We are really in a helping business. So thank you again for taking the time. It's been 27 minutes. I do hope to come back again, probably in another week, and go over some more of these relentless lead generating tips. Thanks so much, Sean. Thanks so much, Jordan, my DC realtor, for jumping on. I appreciate that. Thank you guys again for reaching out today and being a part of my first Facebook Live. Hopefully this information was helpful. What I'm doing is I'm really looking forward to help agents, realtors in the state of Maryland, in the United States. That's the wonderful thing about Facebook. Wherever they may be, to give them some information about how to continue to grow their business. There's lots of business out here for all of us, and I'm looking forward to making sure that we all win. Thanks again. You can send me a message if you'd like. I will post the link to get the ebook that gives you all the 18 relentless lead follow-up rules. And thank you again. Stay warm. Bye-bye.